Welcome to the video on applications of Icon-SG trading strategy. In this part, I will be showing you how all the Icon-SG trading concepts that we have covered can be used to identify trading opportunities in the market. Now, I have covered Icon-SG candlesticks in great depth, and link to all these videos will come up at top right end of your screen. So let's get started. So in this video, we will be looking into applications of Icon-SG trading strategy. Now for this particular video, I have selected gold as an instrument, and this is mainly because in one of the market analysis videos that I did in June 2019 and then I think in August 2019, I had mentioned about gold forming a very bullish structure and that it was about to head higher. So through this video, I'll just explain my thought process behind my analysis, and I'll be showing you how you can stitch together various multiple time frames together in order to trade in the direction of trend. So this is something I'm trying to do more often, wherein whatever concepts we have covered earlier, I am trying to show you practical applications of same by taking various instruments in the market. So let us now get back to the video where I will show you how you can conduct multiple time frame analysis, and you can use three separate methods via Icon-SG candlesticks to enter and exit trades. Before we move ahead, let me explain the three time frame combinations that I use consistently with Icon-SG candlesticks. In my own experience, Icon-SG candlesticks is really useful when you analyze trend over one time frame and then take position over a lower time frame. Now, as a trader, you can use this time frame combination with any other charting technique, that is candlestick charts, bar charts, or any other form. So what I do is I take combination of daily time frame and 60-minute time frame together. On daily time frame chart, I analyze the trend, mark out support and resistance, and I conduct retracement analysis. Now, once this is complete, I then use the 60-minute time frame chart to take entry in the trade. Now, if you want to trade over very short term, you can use the combination of 60-minute chart to analyze the trend and then use 5-minute time frame chart to enter the trade. I hope this aspect is clear. So let us now begin with trend analysis of gold. Now, in the beginning, we'll only be taking this region that I have marked on the chart. And in the next slide, I will explain why I have selected only this region. Now, if you recollect, in the first two parts of Icon-SG trading strategy videos, I had discussed how to use the concept of initiation candle and confirmation candle. Along with this, I had also explained why shadow of candles was so important in trend analysis. In this chart, there are four sections that I have marked out. Two sections have initiation candles on the upside and two other sections have the same on downside. Out of these four sections, the first three sections have more wide range candles when you compare it with this fourth section here. Now, till this point, demand on upside is clearly evident. There are very few, if any, bearish candles that are marked in this region. Now, before we move forward, let me now explain why only this section was chosen for trend analysis. If you look at the chart, take a look at this triangle formation over the last 6 months in gold. The main reason for selecting the range that we saw in the previous slide was this triangle on the chart. Now, if price were to break out above or below this triangle, prior context of trend was important to place a trade. Do note this point. Now, when I had updated about gold in June 2019, price had moved above this triangle with the help of these two initiation candles that I've marked. Now, had I not conducted trend analysis prior to breakout, I wouldn't have known the underlying demand in gold. I hope now you can see why I selected only this particular range. Now, once price moved above this year-old range, post this between June and September, gold actually gave plenty of opportunities to go long. So let us look at some of those opportunities based on the concepts we discussed in the first 5 parts of Icon-SG series. So the first way to enter with Icon-SG candlesticks is to enter on back of combination of initiation candles and confirmation candles. If you recollect, initiation candles are those candles that propel price higher or lower. If you look at the chart in front of you, these two are initiation bullish candles and the third candle that you see is confirmation candle. Once you have this combination, long or short trade can then be taken. In this chart, once gold broke out of range on daily time frame, price consolidated and then moved lower. Post this, we then got combination of initiation and confirmation candle, which was the cue to go long in the market. Now, this is something which we discussed extensively in part 1 and part 2 of Icon-SE trading strategy videos. So let us look at this chart again. These set of bearish candles have to be used to exit the trade and not to initiate short sell trades. The main reason for this being that we are using daily time frame as trend reference. The whole idea here is to align with stronger players in the market and then to trade in the direction of trend. So let me now give you some pointers on when to use the combination of initiation candles and confirmation candles. When you have identified trend as bullish on a higher time frame chart, wait for such corrective price action on a lower time frame chart. For instance, in the previous chart, we saw that trend was bullish as per daily time frame. Now on a 60-minute time frame chart, you should then wait for such corrective price action. Now post this, you should then enter when you spot two initiation candles on the chart along with a confirmation candle. This would signal price aligning back with higher time frame trend, and this in turn becomes your low risk entry opportunity. Do note that after seeing such negative price action on the chart, most of the traders would be willing to short sell in the market. Now this is where you will benefit, as consensus will not be thinking about going long in this region. When finally these traders realize that their trade was wrong, they will eventually cover their positions, and this in turn will push prices higher. I hope this is clear. The second way to enter with Icon-SE candlesticks is to enter on a double bottom pattern. Under this concept, when price is testing out the second bottom, it should be doing so on back of narrow range candlesticks. If you now focus on this first bottom formation here, look at how many wide Icon-SE candlesticks are present as price moves lower. Now second time around, if you see, candles are much narrower in range and represent less supply on the downside. In the last few months, gold has actually given multiple such opportunities to take the trade in the direction of trend. Now this again was a concept that I had covered when I had explained Icon-SE trading strategy on a 60-minute time frame chart. In case you have missed that video, link to that video would come up at top right end of your screen. The third way to enter using Icon-SE candlesticks is to take trades when price retraces back within a trend. For identifying valid retracements, there are two conditions that you need to check. Number one, retracement needs to happen on back of narrow range candlesticks, and number two, stochastic indicator needs to be below the 30 level. Now, if you look at this simple template, it has given some amazing entry opportunities in gold over the last few months. In this chart, all these regions that I've marked provide an ideal entry opportunity for a trader. Now, this is where price has retraced with narrow range candles, and this is the point where stochastic has moved consistently below the 30 mark. So let us focus back on the chart. If you look at all these Icon-SE candlesticks here, these are all narrow in range and represent less momentum on the downside. In this setup, just remember one thing. The moment you enter a trade, place the stop loss at major swing point level to avoid getting stopped out of a trade. For instance, in this chart that I am showing, if I enter the trade in this region, I would place a stop at this line that I have marked. Now, trade may not work immediately, and hence placing stop at the right point is important. Now, many a times you will see that whenever you enter based on Icon-SE candlesticks, price will start consolidating sideways and will eventually start moving higher. To precisely be in such setups, you need to place stop loss at the right point. So this entire setup of using Icon-SE candlesticks and stochastic indicator together was explained in a separate video. Again, link to this particular video will come up at top right end of your screen in the Icon-SE playlist. I think this was video number 5. Let me now explain the current structure of gold with respect to Icon-SE candlesticks. So as of this recording, it is 10th September and I can spot 3 wide range initiation candles on the downside. Now same I have marked in this region. If you look at the last 4-month data, current candles are actually the widest bearish candles visible in gold. Prior to this, all these candles that you see here were not initiation candles and offered good opportunity to go long in gold. So in the current context, I will not be referring to 60-minute chart for taking long trades in this instrument. So for a fresh long trade here, I will now wait for initiation demand candles and only then I will look to take a long trade in gold. So let us now look at 60-minute time frame chart. If you look at the 60-minute time frame chart, you will understand why taking long trade is not feasible at this stage. As wide range initiation candles are developing on a daily time frame chart, 60-minute time frame is actually reflecting the same. Most of the Icon SE candlesticks that you see are wide in range and price is moving lower on back of momentum. So while long-term trend of gold is still intact, it is the short term which is not at all in sync. If you recollect about what we studied in Icon SE trading strategy videos, we emphasized a great deal on identifying high probability setups. For now though, I don't think gold is ideal for the same. We will have to wait out for price structure to evolve and then I will update at a later stage. So before you move forward, do note that all these three entry methods are important and hence do study these in details. Now do note that as a trader, there will be times when you will have to use the double bottom strategy and there will be times you will have to rely on the retracement concept. This is mainly why I emphasize on learning all these three entry methods. So whenever you are using Icon SE candlesticks, do not forget to conduct trend analysis and do not forget to apply the principles of multiple time frame analysis. This is crucial to increase your odds of success within the Icon SE framework. Now do watch the previous videos on Icon SE trading strategy as I have covered many concepts of Icon SE in great depth. Link to all these videos will come up at top right end of your screen. In the meantime, if there is any doubt related to any topic, then let me know in the comment section below, no matter how basic your doubt is.